Going on, you guys? Of course it is at midnight, but I'm determined to get this video to you all because it's been a minute, but your girl have multiple jobs and trying to make it through. Okay, so yeah, she has to collect her coins how she can, okay, in an honest way. So if you don't know who I am, I'm Jay Prissy. Welcome to the channel, and I'm just gonna dive into it. One thing I must say that I really enjoyed this episode. I don't know if I put my lashes on, trying to be cute for y'all, but anywho. So, it was just good to see this episode. There were a lot of positive things in it. And I'm just gonna dive into it. Okay, first of all, it was good to see Derry Blake's collabing with Kenya, with the women, Sheree or whatever, and apparently it's not his first time probably working with Kenya because they felt like that they've worked together before. That's what I was gathering. But he has worked with multiple of the women on the show, and they just brought us back, showing us how he was putting those alter egos together when they showed that clip of Nene being the stripper, okay? And that was 2009. And I just felt like it was yesterday. You know how you see a memory and everything else. Y'all, I think I put too much glue on my lashes. Trying to be cute for y'all. But anywho, so moving along, knowing I'm not editing. Hey, this is just real and raw. But yeah, so it was like I say, it was good to see him because I really like his work. And like the photographs around his office, they were so amazing. So you know, it was good. Sheree came to meet up with them with Kenya, and Kenya was saying some, I guess, some key words that made Sheree feel like, okay, this is a Kenya Moore production. It's not a Kenya and Sheree because you brought the idea to me, but it seemed like you going solo dolo. But as Kenya was explaining to her in so many words, from what I was gathering, that Sheree has been kind of out of pocket. She was moving forward, and Sheree could be an intern. You know, she was just messing with Sheree or whatever. And Sheree was like, you know, she don't have to be a part of that, but she wants to be a part of the segment. So that was of the PSA shoot, you know, the video and everything else. So I thought that that was really cool. You know, Sheree is Sheree Whitfield. She doesn't have time to be no one's intern in her mind, which I can understand where she's coming from with that. And also Marlo and Nene, let me just say this, both of them look fab. Marlo had on those fabulous boots, okay, that are made for walking. They were really cute on her. And her whole look, her makeup, everything just looked so polished. Nene looked good. Marlo was winning. I'm giving her the kudos, okay? Those are both my aunties. I love them dearly, but I like to call them my aunties. But yeah, so that's that. Also, Marlo was coming to Nene house. As we all know, Marlo loves to put things out in the air and be a mediator. You know, it may come off a little messy to some people, but she get it done. Okay, and she does it well. So from getting Nene together to fix things through with Portia, because Marlo really likes Portia, and Marlo feels like, you know, if they could get past some things, or surely Portia can get past this hump. So Nene is all on board. Portia is all on board. Cynthia, they was bringing Cynthia in so that Nene could feel comfortable, which, you know, she's also have been played. Well, she's also, what I'm trying to say, have had deeper dealings with Nene. So it was just appropriate for her to be there as well and for support. So, you know, let's move it along. Cynthia is feeling all giddy with Will. He telling her what he want her to cook for him. She's all on board, which further lets me know that if she's still smiling and everything else, Will must have hit that. Noelle wants to meet him. Cynthia was like, yeah, you can meet him. And what I like about it is that, you know, she had to think about it. And what they show is that Cynthia don't have everybody around her child, even though her child is grown in college or whatever and stuff like that. And, you know, she just got out of a divorce and stuff. But at the same time, she's dating, and, you know, she was kind of like, yeah, you can meet him, you know, but, you know, she want to give it time, I guess, to see where is it actually going, if it's progressing. She will be able to meet, you know, Will. So, and I hope they do, because I want Cynthia to be happy, and it seems like that she's all bubbly over this guy. So, yeah, and also let's get to Candy, Todd, and the OLG ladies or whatever. They the family business. Kudos goes out to them as well because Candy is a true boss and she's creating. She take her ideas, her business idea, run with it, and she create jobs for everybody. Well, yeah, for people, So who knew Riley had a sister? Okay, from her dad. I was surprised she works there. Todd daughter works there. Also Riley works there. Like it seemed like, it's truly a family business and that is such a blessing to be able to be in a position that your children don't have to work for nobody. They can get the experience from you. And that says a lot of volumes and I really look up to them for that. And I just kudos really goes out to them. I was just like really, really, because you never just really think about it. But when they was showing them and she was just naming who works there, who they were. And of course she is giving an income to the OLG, her aunties and her mom, which we know she's always supported her mom. But I'm just like, man, that's what you call leaving a legacy. Is impacting other lives and also being able to be in a position that they're in to have their family close with them and to, work things out. So the old lady gang, they were there, and, they wanted to go in on their employees. So they had to take them, it looked like downstairs so they can discuss, their pointers on what they see. Candy was saying that they have been in the restaurant industry for quite some time and they retired from it. So they know what they're saying. Like I must have to agree, with Aunt Bertha, what she was saying about, the men with their pants sagging and stuff like that. No one wants to see that. When you come to work, look presentable, be clean. Cleanliness is everything because if you ain't clean, I know I can't trust you with my food being clean, okay? It's just those things, it matters, And like she was saying, have some people in there that care, and that's it's really hard. It's easy to say, but no one is going to care about your business like you, but you want to get as close as possible that somebody's going to treat your business like their own. Like what would determine that is sometimes how much you pay folks too. I don't know what they paying or anything like that, but I just know as a employee and that have had a few jobs in life. And sometimes, if you don't feel like, okay, that you're not being compensated for the work and the effort that you put in, but you want to pay me $2 when I know I'm worth $8. I'm just giving an example. So it's like, well, you know what? Since you don't want to do right, since you want to be a slum employer, then I'm gonna do slum things. Like I'm not gonna put my all into it, but I'm gonna give you what you're worth. So sometimes that can be a factor. I'm not saying that that's the case, but you do want to take pride, especially when you're in a position like this. So yeah, I get it. I understand where they was coming from with that, and what else? Portia and Ricky. Okay, so this was interesting to see Ricky. He's not new to Housewives or whatever because he was on there before a few times, I think. And plus, when Claudia Jordan was moving down there to be on Housewives and everything else and coming to Dish Nation. So, anywho, the Ricky Smiley show. So they're like talking and everything, and they have great chemistry, and they smelling each other fragrances and stuff, and they hitting it on. I guess they know they fragrance really well. He knows her, she know his, and that was really cute to see that. But also, she was telling him what the dating people were saying, the matchmakers, who did an awful job. I mean, come on now, they could have did better than that. But was mentioning Ricky, and that was her way of bringing up Ricky and everything else. And I always thought Ricky was her boss, but apparently he's not her boss. And she was saying that, she wouldn't mind dating him. She know he will be a great father, a great husband, but she just don't want to cross those lines. And I think, I can understand that, but I think it's more that she know Ricky really don't want to cross those lines. But I feel like that there is an attraction, and I think it will be a great one, because what I see with them is that Ricky he seems to be well grounded. Okay, he has an old soul. He was raised by his grandparents, and he takes on the responsibility of raising a lot of kids. And I just commend him for that. And I think that he will be well grounded. He will balance Portia out, and she'll balance him out as well. So I mean, who knows what the future holds, but I don't think it will be a bad look for the both of them. She's successful, he's successful. They understand I guess, the process of it all being with the media and everything else. And I just think that it will be a great compromise if they could, they seem like they respect each other too, which is a main thing in a relationship. But neither here or there. Like I say, who knows what the future holds. It wouldn't be a bad one. Also, Marlo, I feel like, when she was telling Nene she want to get them together and everything else for the tea party at the Hamptons, which is her. And did y'all hear Cynthia trying to throw a little shade when they came to the house and stuff? And she was like, "Welcome to the Hamptons." And she was like, "You never," and she was like, "Oh, it's nice. And by the way, the townhome is beautiful. I love Marlo house." Well, Marlo has impeccable taste, first of all, with the marble slab, okay? From this end to that end, falling all the way down on the island. I was like, "Oh my God, that's beautiful." Like, I just like decor like that with the Versace cups and everything. Yeah, the decor that was on the table. I was trying to remember other things that were there, but that was like a key things that I saw when they was, showing little snippets. And I was like, "Yes, Marlo, serve it to them hot, for the tea." So they all get there and everything. And we discovered Marlo don't really like guests at our house, which I would think she would like to entertain more. But I guess, lady is set in her ways, and we're not mad at her, okay? Because every queen has their own rules to their castle. Hello, somebody. So yeah, that was good that the women came out. Portia was on board with it. One thing that I keep seeing with Nene, okay? Nene was giving facial expressions, was showing that, because Portia wasn't serving what she wanted to hear. She was over it, but I feel like Portia was sincere, but I think Nene still doesn't get it, that Portia, you can't, everybody have their own perception. Even though you want them to see from your side, they have their own side where you have to see it from. But everyone have their own perception on how they see things. And Portia actually is not, I guess, clicking how Nene wants her to. Nene feels like that Portia saying that she's showing support, but she was showing support from tweets and everything else, and she wasn't really calling out. But Nene felt like that she was really being a friend, when her and Cardell was getting a divorce, even when she was dragging Kenya off the couch, like she was there, and everything else. And I guess sometimes I understand where she's coming from, because when you feel like you're friends with somebody and you really you feel like that they should understand, you know, your net worth, and like, I've been there, why you not getting it? And some people just don't get it. And it's like, you know what, you can't be mad at that. You just have to move forward. So, but I feel like her apology was sincere, and she was just coming from a place where I feel like, I want to say what she can understand. I guess what she feel like is sincere. So that's how I felt about that. On that note. And also Cynthia was like, "Oh yeah," Marla was like, "Yeah, have you been to the Hamptons?" Because they were saying it was her place was really nice. And she was like, "The Hamptons in New Jersey, but never in Atlanta." So I thought that was cute. Um, I said that, just bear with me. One thing I can say about Marlo, like I said before, she gets it done. Hell, they were showing, Marlo is just that friend. She fixing buns and she's telling um Portia she got boogers in her nose. And you need a friend like that. Everybody need a friend like that because I don't want you to have me out here looking stupid when I'm slipping. Let me know. Don't let somebody else tell me when you see it. So I'm like, yes, I just love that about Marlo, okay? She don't try to put you to shame. She try to help you out on that. And so it was interesting that they wasn't drinking tea. They was drinking cranberry and vodka, okay? Which, by the way, Cynthia was really feeling and kept sipping. The PSA, that was something else. I don't want to get to that right now. But what I will get into is the Candy, Todd, and Don Juan interviewing a general manager. He did his homework. He knew everything that he needed to know about their weakness, where they at, their strengths or whatever, and what can he bring to the table as an asset. And I really did like that because that's how you nail an interview. They always tell you, find out about the company, get research about the company, and it's easier today because we have the internet. So he went online and it was easy for him to see what the customers were saying and everything else. And I just really, really enjoyed that because they just showed like he really wanted the job and he was a very thorough brother and they were impressed with him. And I guess it means a lot when you can, when Don Juan is impressed with you. Okay. So, another thing was, yeah, they were getting together the PSA and all the women are coming in and stuff like that, and Shamia is giving her testimony. Who knew she was married 10 years ago? Who knew she was going through this? You could tell that the energy that she was bringing when she was talking about what had happened to her, there it looked like it was no dry eye in the building, like the women were being touched. Okay, so then we find out that Sheree is in an accident. Okay, so the girl that was escorting Sheree in, I don't know why she was smiling, but Sheree was emotional and Sheree was really hurt. She was hit from the back. And I'm not saying like, okay, is she really hurt? But she said that it made a very impact. Like, did they show the car in bad state? I didn't see it. But I know from my friends' experiences of having been hit from the back and it does something, it shifts or dislocates their disc or something. It's pushing on something on their spinal. I don't really know how it goes, but they be in pain. And I could just imagine how she felt when that actually happened. So I really felt bad. She was emotional and she really wanted to push through. And I just have to say that they just showed that Sheree was dedicated. And, I commend her for that. And she just started breaking down. It was like she couldn't do it. And this is when Kenya steps in. I mean, Kenya gets the Bravo Award. That's what I'm going to call it. A Bravo Award because she really stepped up. She was in her element. She was professional and everything else. But yes, she saw about her friend's safety. And I commend her about that because even though this is a very important project, but this accident just happened, whatever. Her health is so important at this moment. And what I love about Cynthia is just a really good sweetheart. She went out, just hugged her. She has so much compassion. And I can see why Cynthia friends fight over her the way they do because she genuinely is a really genuine person. And it's hard to find friends that really truly care. And I can say that about her and Candy. They seem very supportive and, take friendship very valuable for, whatever, and serious. So, but the women, like I say, Shamia, Cynthia's mom giving her testimony, and they kept showing a clip of Cynthia wanted to run to her mom's rescue, and she was giving me that she was a little girl going back into that moment with her mom, that emotional, that moment in time where her dad, Cynthia's own dad, abusing her mom. Usually you hear people say, oh, my stepdad or this and that or whatever, or my mama boyfriend, but it was like your own daddy. It just kind of shift me different because I never just really hear that from people. Maybe I don't know that many people that, that be in situations, but like I say, you hear stepdad or mom boyfriend or whatever, or boyfriends doing this to their mother. So to see that her own dad beating her mom, like that's really sad. Sad on so many levels. Not to say if they was boyfriends, anybody seeing their mom go through domestic abuse. That is sad. So you could see she was going back into being a little girl and she wanted to just rescue her mom. But Kenya was like, let her be in this moment. We need this for film and everything. She was like, you okay? And they was testing her tissue. And it was like, yes, Kenya. I just had so much respect for Kenya being in her element, being professional, just showing that she's a boss. This is just her little calling, Not I want to say look calling, but it just show when people in their element and they just shine very well. And I just really like seeing that about her. And I love this episode because even Nene was giving her testimony, and even Kenya gave her testimony. And what I couldn't understand that she was such a young lady, like in high school, like 16 years old, dealing with somebody that was 11 years older than her. He was almost 30. He was 26 years old or something, 27 or something like that. But I'm just like, what was the daddy? Who was in Kenya's life that wasn't, was she thinking around with this guy? And who is this guy that was messing around with a high school kid? So, and he stabbed her, and it was just so heartbreaking. So, and I didn't think Kenya really did go through nothing in the other episode. I'm like, yeah, okay, it's mad or whatever. Kenya ain't really, but seeing that and everything else, I was like, oh my God. See, you never know. We could judge and we could pinpoint on what we feel like is true about a person, but we really don't know their whole story until they tell it. Okay. So I was like, man, my heart went out to all of those women. And it was so good to see that she still added lines for um Candy to come in to say some things too, or whatever. Portia was there. It just felt so good, and it was a shift of empowerment for women. And I'm just like, man, this is something incredible. Even I was shedding tears because it just say, man, you never know what a person is going through, and you put yourself in those people's shoes, like, man, that really happened, or you just never know. And I have people that's close to me that have been through domestic violence. So it just shifts my whole mindset or whatever. My heart really goes out. And I tell anybody that if you're going through something with domestic violence or whatever, your life is so much worth it. And especially if you have kids and everything else, people are counting on you. People are rooting for you. I'm rooting for you. I may not know you, but everything happens for a reason. And I just feel like nobody deserved. We wasn't brought here to be mistreated and abused and everything. That's not what life is about. We have life and we come to have it more abundantly. Happiness, love, joy, peace. And I would tell anybody, you can do it. You can make it. All you just got to take is one step. It may sound easy, and I know it may be scary, but just know there is help out there. So I was very touched and I really enjoyed it. Like I say, the Bravo I'm giving out this week. The Bravo award goes to Kenya Moore. The kudos go to all of the women. And I would like to see them do other projects that's positive and just really doing their think as women instead of all. I do like good shade, don't get me wrong, but I would like to see more productive projects that's coming up because it's a 10-year season. Let's see what else is out there. And I've been long. This was a very long, lengthy video, but hey, I had a lot to cover. And I hope you guys enjoy. And yes, hopefully I'll be able to get into Married to Medicine. I haven't been able to review it, to watch it and stuff like that. So my plan is to watch it Friday night so I can have a review for you guys, okay? But in the meantime, I holla. Have a good one.